Continuing with the speedometer, we can connect these points up, or these edges, I should say, right here with the F key. And then we could maybe connect, say, this edge and this edge. Let's try this. No. Maybe this edge and this edge. Let's try that. Let's hit the F key here. And then we maybe be able to hit the F key here and press Control R and add an edge loop right down the center here, so that we can now maybe connect up this one here. So if we connected this point and this point here, then maybe we could select this edge and hit the F key. And what I'm trying to do is just maintain quads all the way through here. Just try and create polygons that only have 4 sides. Sometimes we have to do 3, but hopefully we can keep from doing more than 4 because our subdivision surface modifier does not appreciate trying to smooth polygons of more than 4 sides. So I'm going to take this and hit the F key here, and this, and this. So you can see what I've done here. I've just kind of connected these up in kind of a fan pattern around that circular piece. And once again, I've just tried to maintain polygons of 4 sides only. All right, so what let's do now is let's add a subdivision surface modifier and see how it takes it, see what it does, see if it's at all happy, and then go from there. So I'm going to come over here to the modifiers panel, choose subdivision surface. I'll right click and shade smooth. And it's looking pretty ugly around here. We could turn up the subdivisions to here, but still it's kind of ugly. And let's just take a look at what's happening here. I'm going to turn on the cage. And it just looks like we've got a point that isn't connected here. I think that's our problem. Or has been connected to the wrong place. I think this is what I've done. Yeah, so I think I've connected this to the wrong place. So here's yet another tool that may be useful. I'm going to turn off the subdivision surface modifier here. And what we can do to break this apart is we can use the rip tool. And you can come up here to vertex and rip vertices, or the V key. And if you hit V now and move, you can separate that point out from the others. So I can move this back now to where it should be. And then instead of connecting it to this point down here, I want to connect it to this point right here. So let's press M and merge at last. All right, so now let's turn that subdivision surface modifier back on and see what happens. All right, I think that's looking pretty good. There are some things in here that we could maybe pull down and rearrange. There may be some opportunities to come through and pull some points to get it a little bit more the way you want it. But I think that's looking pretty good so far. And then up in here, we've got some points being pulled here. We could add an edge loop and bring it down to kind of clean that up just a little bit like that. So let's extrude this up and in to get that rim of the dial. However, you can see that our pivot point is here in the center of this half of the selection because the whole thing is still mirrored over. What let's do is let's apply the mirror modifier before we deal with this up here. So I'll come over to the mirror modifier and click apply. And now you can see that that pivot point is in the center of that circle, and that's what we want. So let's press ES and scale in a bit. I'll press EZ and pull up a bit. ES, pull in. EZ, push down. And there we go. Now we could, if we wanted to, go ahead and close this off. I'll press EZ again and bring it down a little bit more. And then ES and bring this in. ES again, ES. And now we can go ahead and merge these together. I'll press the M key and merge at the center. All right, let's take a look at it. All right, the next thing we should do is this little silver piece right here. It looks like it could be another circle and we could just extrude it up. Let's try that. Let's select this right here and press Shift S2. And then let's create a new circle, Shift A, Mesh Circle. And for this, I think we really only need 16 sides. That's what we had for that other one in there. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'll scale it in. And let's bring it in here. And I'll go to the side view and press Shift Z to go to wireframe. And let's tilt it so it's in the right angle here. And then I'll scale it in something like this. Shift Z, I'll bring it out a bit. Still a little too big, so let's bring that in some. And I'm just going to bring it in down like this. Now let's extrude it up. So I'll tab into edit mode. Let's take a look at it. Here it is. I feel like it's not quite in line here. I'm going to turn it just a little bit in object mode so our transformation gizmo turns as well. And then tab back into edit mode. And now let's hit E and Z and pull up a bit. And maybe up to here. And then let's hit ES and scale in a bit. Maybe all the way into here. Let's hit EZ, pull up. ES. Maybe I'll bring this up just a bit. And then EZ, pull up. ES, and bring this in. And then I'll press the M key and merge at the center. Now I'm going to add a subdivision surface modifier to this, and it's going to collapse terribly, but let's try it. Here we go. I'll smooth it, tab into edit mode, and you can still see the cage here. I haven't turned on the cage to have it mold to the subdivided mesh yet, and I haven't done that just so I can see what I'm doing here. So I want to bring these in, maybe bring that out. I want to add one in here. Maybe add one right in here, like this. And what I could do also is in face mode, hit the C key, circle select these faces here, and then I could hit the I key to inset just to bring that in to kind of tighten up that edge there as well. Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe I'll scale it out just a bit. There we go. Yeah, so that's that basic shape. Now there's more going on here that it's kind of hard to tell. I don't know that I'll deal with that quite yet, but I think that's pretty good. That's what I wanted, was just that basic shape without all the little extra indentations of the speedometer there on the top of the gas tank.